This is something cool though. Third iteration. A triplanar. So you got this triplanar mass driver fires a spread of void energy projectiles, aiming down sight and arrows a spread. Third iteration is a void scout rifle that comes from the season pass. It fires at 200 RPM using primary ammo and fires a spread of void energy projectiles that narrow when you ADS. Let's also be clear, it's absolutely bangs right now to the point that almost everyone in testing rooms is excited. This is bullshit. Because I know this is BS, because Data was legitimately just talking about how everybody was hyping up this gun, and he was like, it's mid. it's okay. So I was like, I find it hard to believe, because he was like, everyone was hyping up how good it was, and when he tried it, and when everyone else tried it, they seemed pretty whelmed by it. Like, it's okay, it's a scout rifle. They also has an incredibly long reload. This one is not really a reload, it's a venting animation. This is by far the standout exotic in Edge of Fate expansion. It's most widely overpowered primary exotic we've seen in our game in years, potentially ever. It hits all the exotic boxes, it's strange, unique, and it's extremely powerful. So a little more about how it works when you fire third iteration. It shoots multiple shots in an extremely accurate spread. Imagine Cerberus +1 auto rifle, but capable of dealing full damage at a range as a scout rifle. However, when you ADS, for a brief period, the shots consolidate into a single high-impact sniper-like round. The shot then marks the target, causing them to take increased damage from third iteration. Oh, and when you defeat a marked target, you turn invisible and gain true sight. The way this works in practice is that you mark a big enemy when the consolidated shot and then blast it for your long-range shotgun-like shot. In the build I played, this absolutely shredded through enemies and bosses, even with legendary difficulty in campaign. It was killing orange bar enemies in 2 shots and less during high difficulty campaign missions. Incredibly, according to the devs on hand, the Scouts had already nerfed at least twice. Conversations are going as if whether they can ship it hot as it currently is, but the devs seem delighted with our reaction. So people was just like, it's another scout rifle, and the main thing is, like he says right here, it if you ADS, it'll consolidate all the shots, marking them to do extra damage. He said it's cool, but like this guy says, it does do a good amount of damage and also gives your super back really fast. He was getting super back incredibly fast. The freaking non-charge shots spread out too far. Like, they spread out too much, because once again, it's like you're shooting like for example, Choir of One. If you guys have used Choir of One before, let me zoom in a bit. I'm sure you guys are probably having trouble seeing this. If you use Choir of One, the bullets are a bit spread out because it's a projectile. It's a projectile and it has a spread on it. Shoots multiple shots at a time. Just like this one. The spread on these bullets get really far as you shoot further. So he was like, you gotta really either be right up in their grill to get the most out of it, and then that's incredibly dangerous. So I'm starting to see why, because he definitely said that Bungie, the devs, and multiple people, like some people were saying that it's incredibly strong and broken, and none of the people that he was talking to really saw it while he was there. He was like, looks pretty okay. Graviton Spike. Okay, so this is the hand cannon that they showed during the trailer that has arc and stasis abilities. Temporal manipulation. Press reload to swap between fast firing arc mode and slow firing stasis mode. Graviton Spike is a craftable exotic hand cannon in the Edge of Fate that seems like it'll become from a quest. This weapon extends the dual darkness and light weapon idea first introduced with the conditional finality raid exotic from Greater Nightmares. It uses primary ammo, sits in the energy slot, and it says it fires at 150. However, you can change the fire rate by taking advantage of the exotic perk Temporal Manipulation, which lets you swap between the fast firing arc mode or slow firing stasis mode. Final blows and precision hits overcharge the opposing mode to enable additional effects. I did saw some gameplay of this. This looks solid. The issue is, according to what I've learned from other videos, this one freezes. I'm assuming it shoots at 150 in arc mode. It might be maybe 120, maybe even, because they said slow, so maybe it's even slower than a 120. We'll see. This weapon is great if you're looking to charge your Transcendent for prismatic subclass or take advantage of some elemental verbs and modifiers, but the real benefit comes when you rapidly swap between the two modes after getting headshots. Precision hits with one elemental type changes the other. Charges the other. When you swap to the charge element, you'll get more benefits for landing precision shots. The charged stasis version of this gun creates stasis crystals and cold snap seekers that freezes enemies. The charged arc version causes bolts of lightning to strike our targets. So Cold Snap. So it spawns stasis crystals and cold snaps. Cold snaps are like those freaking things on Warlock. What makes Warlock so strong in PvP? So whenever you freeze somebody, it shoots out a trail of stasis that freezes the next person. That's what this thing does. So that's gonna be really nice. This thing offers a really active playstyle, which was a ton of fun to play with. How long it'll take to get fully upgraded version like Graviton Spike, what its potential upgrades entail is a big question. If it's anything like previous mission exotics, it'll take at least 4 ones to turn on the catalyst in the dream. But one of the perks, I think he said there's a bunch of perks, but I believe the perk that we're seeing right here, like I said, it's craftable. One of the perks gives you extra damage, like a damage bonus whenever you fully charged one of the sides, and he said that's probably going to be the one that everyone goes with, and it refreshes the damage bonus. This is the Hunter exotic. This is going to go crazy with the build that I made on my Hunter, to the point to where I might swap off Foe Tracer. Like if I want even more Beyblades, I'm gonna use this one. If I want a bit more damage with Beyblades, I'm gonna use Foe Tracer. So this is called Moirai, I'm assuming. Web Catcher. Threaded Spike can bounce the tangles, detonating them and returning immediately. Tangles detonated by a Threaded Spike are rewoven and retrieved by it. Catches without a tangle refund extra melee energy. So this basically what this means is whenever you get a tangle, guys, on the map, you can throw your spike at it, it'll turn it into a Beyblade and then come back to you. And if you catch the spike, it gives you another tangle. So you can make a tangle, throw your spike at it, it'll break it, and then it'll come back with another tangle. So I think Dado had it in his video. I wish I could find some gameplay of it, bro. I hate going back to Dado's video. I don't want to just show his gameplay. It sucks. But I don't know if that's exactly what it does, because it really means it's just try to spike and bounce tangles, detonating them, shining immediately. So detonating means it'll break it. So, boy, if you combine this with Wailing Maelstrom, you can throw your spike at the tangle. It'll turn it into a Wailing Maelstrom, and then it'll come back with a tangle. And then you can throw that tangle to turn into another Whirling Maelstrom. Really cool. So that'll be fun to use. This one is called, I don't know what the name of it is, I don't even know how to pronounce it, but Hellion gets buffed by this one. Hellion projectiles deal increased damage the further they travel, eventually fracturing and scorching shrapnel. I think the furthest you can be to get the biggest damage, I believe, is 20 meters. 20 meters of feet, I don't know, don't care. Even though that is a big difference. So basically, it shoots further, and the further it goes away, the more damage it does. And apparently the shrapnel can ignite someone almost instantly, which seems pretty cool. It's pretty easy. Dado said that people have been saying that it's really good, but not very active. It's just you put the rift down and just gain stuff. This is basically like the stasis version, the solar version of Getaway Artist. And then the one that I'm excited about, I saw people throwing the hammers and grabbing it. I was hoping that there was gonna be a buff. Turns out it's an exotic. It's called, I don't know what the name is, but the perk is called Forge Master. Collecting a fire sprite or rapid solar final blows make you a Forge Master, allowing you to recall your throwing hammer. After impacting a target, recall your throwing hammer at full intensity to perform a perfect recall, causing an explosion or of forged slag. Perfect recalls and collecting fire sprites extend your time as Forge Master. So this is literally turns you into freaking Mjolnir. You're throwing your hammer, you wait for its time to pick it up, you call it back, it comes back at you at full damage, and you can hit people with it, and then you keep doing it, calling it back, keep doing it, calling it back, which is really cool. The thing with this is really cool, but I don't think it's gonna be any good at end game content, which is most of this game at this point. It'll be fun in spurts. I saw people doing the new highest level Nightfall, which I believe is like ultimate, which is like 40 levels above you, and the hammer was doing nothing. So it's basically it seems pretty cool. I'm gonna give it a try. This will be something to use on straight solar, because there's no solar throwing hammer on, is there throwing hammer? I don't believe so. No, because freaking solar melee on Titan and Prismatic is the shoulder charge. So no, there's no throwing hammer. Yeah, and that's a good thing, because Consecration got nerfed into the ground on full solar, but on Prismatic it's still pretty solid because you got knockout with it. Consecration on Titan, Solar Titan, like full Solar Titan is pretty mid now because you don't get multiple of them. It takes longer to charge and doesn't do that much damage. So this would be really cool. And I think that's all the exotics that they showed.